Hey cats, Eddbud here and welcome back to the channel. Ever missed out on a newly released running shoe? It sold out in a matter of minutes, never to restock. It left you feverishly checking a manufacturer's website for a new batch. Or perhaps you had the hope that someone might return a pair of the shoes in your size. I've done all of these things over the last few months, guys, and you may have done too. Today I'm looking at who are the best online running shoe retailers, here in the UK at least. Thanks for joining us today, guys. You can help the channel out by hitting that subscribe button, but also clicking the bell for notifications of when I launch the new videos for you. Don't forget to give us a like and also share. Merci beaucoup. Running shoes have become so desirable that some of us stay up till midnight in hope of picking up the first few pairs, and then we set a deck chair by the front door waiting for the delivery driver to arrive. I haven't done that, but I have sort of waited by the window, you know, just staring out, hoping. So what else can we do to try and make it easier to obtain some of these running shoes that come out and seemingly sell out in a matter of minutes? What provisions have some of the main manufacturers set up to help with this, or not help at all? Before we get into the main part of the video, guys, let me know who your preferred shoe retailer is down in the comments. Nike appear to place shoes, or at least new running shoes, up at around about 9 AM on a Friday. Now, this can change, it can alter, but that's typically what happens. The higher sizes tend to sell out very quickly, so if you've got like a 13 or a 14 in something, it will disappear off the shelves pretty fast. The same can be said about some of the lower sizes. What they seem to do is produce more of the middle sizes, but of course those are the ones people want. Clearly they make more of the size 9 or 10 UK shoes, which is now apparently the average size for men's feet in the UK. I always used to think it was 8 or 9, but apparently 10 is the new average. So that means I'm just above average. In something at least. The average women's size is now apparently a size 8. I have to tell Mrs. Eddbud this. She has larger feet and she always feels like a bit of a weirdo. But I need to tell her that she's not. I'm sure she'll take all of this information and welcome it. So apparently generally our feet are just getting bigger. I don't know what that says about us. So I guess if you're lucky, you know when the shoe's going to release, you can get in there very quickly and hopefully pick up a pair. Of course, Nike do have their members scheme, which doesn't really seem to have that many perks. You don't have to pay for it, of course, you just basically create an account and then you're a member. But I think being a member increases your chances of actually buying stuff by a huge amount, and Nike probably make more money out of you. I think it's quite a large amount. I think it's like 2/3 more chance of you spending your money there. Can't remember exactly what the figure was. I'll try and dig it out from somewhere. They do make some products available to members only. They never seem to be that exciting or interesting. Sometimes the custom by you options are only available to members, which I can kind of understand. Occasionally shoes will become available via Nike's sneakers app. Now this is predominantly basketball, fashion, lifestyle shoes, and fortunately most of the draws that they have for these shoes, where you can get in a 15-minute time period and state your intent to buy the shoe, are set aside for those lifestyle shoes. Some of the Jordan stuff and the very rare kind of collaboration shoes. You then put all your details in and just pray that you get lucky. Let's hope that they don't utilise that option for trying to sell some of the high-end running shoes in the future. I mean, there were times a couple of years back when everybody wanted the next percent and you just couldn't get them for love nor money. Same with the Alphafly, but that isn't the case anymore. Moving on to the 3-stripe brand now. I do remember last year trying to get hold of a pair of the Adidas Pro, the original versions. I think they probably had about 5 pairs that they were going to give out. It's probably more than that, but I think you catch my drift, right? You had to enter into a draw type situation by a certain day, and then they drew out lucky winners. You're still paying for the shoe, but you got chosen and you got a pair. That confirmed app is very similar to the sneakers app by Nike. Only appears at the moment to be classic models of Adidas shoes, new lifestyle options and stuff, and very few running shoes on there. So that's a good thing right now, because these apps just tend to build up the hype even more rather than actually make it easier to get the pairs of shoes in hand. The Adidas website and app has seen typical scarcity of some models over the last few months, but no major headaches really here in the UK. I've always found it relatively easy to get hold of the stuff I want to get. Perhaps that's down to the major logistical power of Nike and Adidas. They were quick to be flexible and make sure that their online presence was on point before the start of the global issues that we've had recently. The big two brands are leading the way as usual, but what about a couple of the other bigger brands? New Balance and Asics. New Balance seem to struggle to get pairs of their Fuel Cell RC Elite 1 and 2 shoes out to the shelves. Well, like the virtual shelves at least. I do remember back in 2020 there were issues with some shoes as well, appearing here in the UK and not over in America. Certain shoes in Europe, but not over in Asia. So it's very odd. There does seem to be quite a delay between certain countries getting some of the top-end super shoes anyway, and other countries. No worries about picking up the RC Elite 2 now via New Balance's website. They have scores and scores of their top-tier shoes available right now in various different colorways. Though I have noticed more and more limited edition New Balance offerings over the last few months. The limited edition versions of their super shoes appeared on exclusive sites like End Clothing. The Stone Island Tokyo Design Studio is one such shoe. That RC Elite 2 version bizarrely came out cheaper actually on the End site at 190 Earth credits. I would assume that is maybe down to the fact it's perhaps more of a lifestyle effort here, probably a little bit higher on the weight scale. We've even got some leather pieces on there, those additional logos, the signature touches across the upper, and of course that added overlay around the toe box, cream leather. That's what you want on your running shoes, right? I can see that perhaps increasing the weight a little bit, but also the structure of the shoe somewhat. Perhaps making it a little bit more of a daily offering. I'm not sure I'd want to walk around in that one. As a daily type shoe, you've got to have some serious chops to pull that one off. New Balance seem to survive without a dedicated application that you can install it on your phone or a mobile device. Their website seems sufficient to sell the stuff they want to sell. I would imagine though they will try and develop something like that to boost sales in the future. What about Asics next? So their top level super shoe is of course that Metaspeed Sky. I know they've released the Edge as well, but people don't seem to be going crazy on that one. There's lots and lots of the performance red and black version of the Metaspeed Sky available on various different online retailers here in the UK, but actually none at all on Asics' own website. Why? The Metaspeed Sky is a shoe I slept on somewhat for some reason. I haven't really seen much info or anything to pull me the other way, aside from that academic study that was done recently, where they found that the Metaspeed Sky was actually one of the closest to the Alphafly and the Vaporfly Next Percent in terms of the boost of running economy. There seem to be very few places actually stocking the Metaspeed Sky at all over here in the UK. It's pretty slim pickings. Sports shoes are on there. They always seem to have stock of pretty much everything. Certainly seems more scarce though in terms of pairs than other models right now. Most other shoes are available on the Asics website. Some quite limited size ranges though in some offerings, so yeah, I'd suggest out of all of them this is probably one where I was the most surprised at the actual stock they had in terms of their own website. I think one major advantage that the Nike brand and also Adidas have over some of the other manufacturers is their streamlined returns policy. Running shoes are so dependent on fit. You can't always get it right. You can read like 20, 30 reviews of a shoe and everybody's got their own interpretation of how great the fit is. Is it true to size? Do you need to go half size up or down? For some of my YouTube running buddies, that is particularly important. They've got much larger feet, and as such, sizing info needs to be on point. Thus, a good returns policy keeps people happy. When I investigated the various different returns policies on those top 4 manufacturers, I found that it was very varied. Nike and Adidas seem to keep people relatively happy. Nike, in fact, able to seemingly give shoes away almost. If your shoe breaks or anything like that, they'll just take them back and give you another pair. You'll keep wearing the swoosh and they'll keep taking your money, I guess. Similar thing with Adidas. I've sent stuff back to them to change it, apparel, shoes, all sorts, and I've never had a problem. It's always been pretty quick, in fact. Over here in the UK, Adidas tend to just use Royal Mail, which is one of the great things in the UK. Postman Pat and all that. And Nike seem to use DPD. And I've had shoes delivered on a Sunday before. I mean, what a wonderful world we live in. I have to be honest, I do recommend Nike and Adidas for the timeliness of their orders. Also, sportshoes.com, who are probably one of the best in the country right now. I had an order fulfilled the other day in 18 hours. I was absolutely blown away. I couldn't believe it. Ordered some shoes on the Friday and they turned up on Saturday. It's insane. And that was with the free delivery as well. I think you'll agree with me, that is quite remarkable. So a quick overview there of 4 of the top brands really over here in the UK. Where do you tend to pick up your running shoes from, guys? I'm in a sad situation where I have to buy most of them online because there isn't anything locally. Well, I can't drive anyway at the moment, but there isn't anything within walking distance, put it that way. Who's your preferred shoe retailer and why? Let me know down in the comments, people. A quick musical interlude for you. In fact, it's a musical interlude update on the War on Drugs' new album. It's entitled I Don't Live Here Anymore. Got a chance to get some good listens into it, sort of full-length listens, and I'm very impressed, in fact. First couple of listens I wasn't quite so sure, but now I'm enjoying the more kind of pared down production here, rather than just throwing mud at the wall. I think the band have kind of limited back a lot of the instrumentation just to the key core components that are required. It's got a lot more synths on here as well, which is nice to hear, and they fit in with the current sort of autumn-winter vibes outside. 2 favourite tracks on here to check out, guys, are Harmonia's Dream and Wasted. They're both more high-tempo tracks than some of the other stuff that's on the album. Some fantastic guitar sounds here, just quite light and refreshing. Nice steady drum machine-esque beats here, and overall slightly more accessible, I suppose, and poppy sound. Not buried deep in those atmospheres as we heard the band a few years back in prior albums. So definitely worth checking out this one, guys. I think you'll enjoy it. Good album for running. In fact, the War on Drugs albums always are. I Don't Live Here Anymore by the War on Drugs. Thanks for tuning in and sticking with me to the very end of the video, guys. It's always appreciated. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications when we roll the new videos out for you. Do make sure you got the notifications switched on as well, because a while ago I didn't. That's why I wasn't being notified. And I'm a fool. Make sure also to give us a like and also share this video with your running buddies. My name's Eddbud, and I'll be seeing you